Ladies and gentlemen, do you ever wonder why I keep going? Because we have to. We have to live each day because they can't. For this is a Fred the Alien Productions podcast.
Oh, so deep.
So deep,
So...
right in the feels.
Oh, I feel.
Oh,
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 oh.
oh. Let's cue the music, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
And I have been a Margalista with beard. Now optional.
Yes, yes. And you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes, experiencing it for the medium of the internet that you shall get for free very soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Uprising. Revolution.
I was going to say, don't make promises you can't keep, Mike.
Revolution. The evolution. Evolution? The
The
revolution.
evolution, the revolution.
The revolution of the evolution. It goes round and
And
round like a record
The
player.
revolution will be televised on the internet.
By TikTok.
Ah.
Ah. So many people dying. Anyway.
Great. We're off to a rip-roaring start. And getting into...
It's a weird vibe.
Huh?
Weird vibe today.
It's a weird... Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because, I guess it's the king's birthday and it's just still very weird hearing that expression. the
Speaking
king's
of
birthday.
killing innocent people, happy birthday, King.
Happy birthday, king. Yes.
I love
From
your
your-
portrait.
Yeah. Your loyal royal subjects.
Yes.
Yes.
Covered
Anyway.
by the blood of colonialism.
Nice. Okay, let's kick things off just by making a little announcement that, of course, as you can see, there is only two of us this week.
You can see and hear.
See and hear. See and hear. Yes, due to sudden and unforeseen circumstances, Fulya is unable to be with us. But that is not a no for the entire show. She may surprise us with a cameo appearance later on.
By going.
May.
Pop.
Yes, exactly that.
The
Yes,
bamf.
yeah, she'll bamf, yeah. She'll get to bamf in here, hopefully, later on. But she has sent in her notes, so she's still part of the show, as always.
Speaking of bamf.
Okay. Speaking of bamfing, yes. All right, well, without any more ado, let's get into the weekly watchings, and I will read out Fulya's thoughts, what she watched the last week, and she says, I have completed season 1 of X-Men. Yay! That's awesome. I'm absolutely loving this series, and I can't wait to watch more. The other major watching I've been doing has been during this past weekend. Summer Games Fest is on, and I've seen quite a few showcases, some that I even pulled a night shift for, and I don't regret it one bit. Nice. The one thing I will say about Summer Games Fest is that there are a ton of games coming beyond, and I've been playing quite a few demos since then. Needless to say that my gaming wishlists have grown immensely. Yeah. I was prepping the show today, and I was scrolling through IGN as my want, and I was just like, trailer, announcement, announcement. I was, what the fuck? It was a lot. It was a lot. So I'm excited for you, Fulya. And excited for all gamers, because it looks like there's some really cool stuff. There's a plethora of content on the way, which is really cool. So, thank you, Fulya, for your weekly watchings.
And thank you for being in the chat as well.
Yeah, tell me what she's saying.
Well, first of all, she says loud noises. Yeah,
Hey.
we're scrolling back. Free internet? I'll take it. And then crying emoji. I wish I could be there now. So do we.
Yes, yes.
And then many showcases and presentations this weekend.
Yes, yes. How can I read the chat? Is she chatting on YouTube or Twitch? 'Cause
She's on Twitch.
I can't read it. I can't read it. Yeah, okay.
It's a bar that's on the OBS, which I didn't know it was actually connected. So there you go. It surprised me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, if you have anything that you feel the audio listeners will want to hear from Fulya and myself, please interrupt me and read it out.
Sure.
Because she's still part of the show.
Yeah, I can't see.
I can't see anything, man.
I can't see what she's saying.
I can't see what she's saying. Thank you. All right, Mike, what have you been watching this week?
Well, I've been watching a plethora of things and a lot of disjointed stuff. Me and the wife are still watching The Bear, and we're up to season 2. Got her up to episode 7, and says this is my favorite, and this is what clinched me to say this is the best show. So we got through that, and she went, "Oh my god!" It's like, I know. And it was great. It was so great. So great. And we're up to season 2 now. So I think we've done a couple of. I think we're up to episode 2 or something. But we're also sort of going to and from different what do you call it? Streaming services. We watched a couple of episodes of Community for some reason. I don't know why. The kids. Well, we watched Ghostbusters again, so that was fun. Because my little one always wants to listen to the Ghostbusters theme. It's like he says Ghostbusters, with that adorable lisp that 2-year-olds usually have. Nice. So that's great. What else? Been doing my my watchings of the X-Men franchise as well. I'm still in season 4, and almost finished with that. But I said I need to get into the movie, so I watched the first one. I watched the first X-Men, the X-Men, and it's like
the X-Men.
It's like, wow, humble beginnings. I can see a lot of problems with it, and unfortunately, those problems have to stay in with the continuation of the franchise, and you can't really go from here. And I could see where Rogue sort of trips up and and that's sort of the characters are sort of weird, disjointed, and weird, and even Magneto is sort of all intents and purposes. I love Ian McKellen, but even the sort of motivations for Magneto was a bit weird. I mean,
right?
Yeah, it's like if everyone, it's turned into the Incredibles. Once everyone is a super, then no one is. Yeah,
nobody
will be. I'm Jason Lee. Yeah. And someone told me, is like, did you know that the Incredibles is actually basically Iron Man 3? I was like, yeah, kind of, like the bad guy in that one.
Oh, I still haven't seen the Incredibles. Yeah, I know.
Nah.
What? What did you just say?
Pixar's first family.
Yeah, nah. I will. I promise I will.
Get on that. Do it now.
I'm so bad. Get off the stream.
Yes. Sorry, Fulya's chimed in. Twitch seems to have less of a delay than YouTube. And then she's saying, at this point, I'm not surprised that Kendall hasn't watched particular animated movies. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'll cop that.
But Incredibles was like in our wheelhouse of almost
Incredibles
almost end of childhood.
Incredibles came out when I was entering my emo phase, I think. So I think that's probably why I didn't. I didn't watch it because I was like, oh, I'm an adult now, even though I wasn't. I'm just gonna wear dark eyeliner and be weird.
And listen to Cradle of Filth.
And no, my brother did that. Oh wait, maybe he didn't. I can't remember. Anyway, music. Yeah, no, I will watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm terrible with things.
Yeah, Fulya says The Incredibles is a family of superheroes. Your type of movie, Kendall.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And it does take a lot from the Fantastic Four as well.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Including the aesthetic, in a way, because it's sort of like that futuristic 60s sort of thing, where it's sort of timeless, but looks dated, sort of thing. Like people still read newspapers.
Yeah, it's cool.
And also Samuel L. Jackson as Frozone.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I know a lot of the references. Yeah. Like, where's my super suit? See, I know that, but I don't know the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm basically watching. I was going to mention something, but it sort of is a spoiler for Doctor Who that we're about to talk about. But I might say I watched a very obscure episode of Doctor Who. It's called Doctor Who and the Screams of Chakra. Excuse me. It's like it was the 40th anniversary special for Doctor Who. And it's, all intents and purposes, it's kind of hokey and stupid and weird. Where it's all flash animation. It's like very early flash animation because it was 2003. Yeah. And the Doctor is not a Doctor that we've seen before or even heard of.
I know.
You know?
I do know.
How do you know?
I may have watched a video about today's Doctor Who episode that told me who this Doctor is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't have to bury the lead.
You don't bury the lead.
I'll bury the lead for everyone else.
Okay.
But not for Kendall.
Not for me.
Yeah. So, and there's a particular reason why I watched it, because I actually haven't sat down to watch it.
Oh.
I know of it. I just haven't watched it.
Was it good?
It's a good story. The animation's a bit janky, and it's more written to be like an audio drama. So there's a lot of very narrative-driven dialogue. It's like, I'm doing this now, and that sort of thing when it comes to like audio drama scripts and that. And yeah, it's a weird beast. And I will say, the Master's in it as well, if you didn't know.
Oh, cool.
And the Master has been voiced by Derek Jacobi.
Oh, cool.
Who
becomes
the Master in the revival.
That's pretty intentional, it feels.
So it could be more of a connection to actual canon Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who.
It's great.
You like canon?
Multiple choice. Your canon. Yeah.
Multiple choice head canon. So that's basically my weekly watching of disjointed stuff. And also I sort of rewatched an animated show on YouTube called Hell of a Boss, if you know that one.
Yeah. I think you've mentioned it before.
Yeah, because each month leading up to the end of the year, they're going to be finishing up season 2, and because it's all crowdfunded like sort of stuff, and they got and yeah, it's very interesting. The subject matter, I'm here nor there for it. I mean, it's It's definitely the deviant art sort of Tumblr-esque sort of crowd, but I do admire the sort of humor and the emotional stakes, and also the animation is incredible, even for a an indie animated show that's on the internet. So, and props for that, for getting it good. And dare I say, I actually quite like Hell of a Boss more than Has Been Hotel. That's on Amazon from the same people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been rewatching that and been enjoying myself.
Nice.
What about you, Kendall? Have you been enjoying yourself?
I have been enjoying myself. And I just, I don't mean to point out again that Fully is not here, but I was really hoping she'd be here for this. And Mike, you're gonna have to tell me her reactions, because let's just say what I watched this week is sending the weekly watchings into a whole new direction.
Ooh.
If anyone gets that reference. I have now seen the first season of Only Murders in the Building.
Ah, there we go. It's been such a long time. I'm trying to remember all the. Ooh, that's a bit rude, Fulya.
No, what did she say?
She said, "Fuck yes!" ! New line, finally! ! All in caps.
Thank you, Mike. Yes. Yeah, I finally did it because I was, I was pondering what to watch last week, because I was, I've been watching a bunch of movies and watching a bunch of like mini series and stuff, and I'm like in between things, and we've got a lot of stuff that's about to start. Like The Boys are starting this week. We've got The Acolyte we're going to talk about later, and more nerdy things coming this month. But I was like, I need something that I can just
palate cleanser.
Palate cleanser. Just sit down when I get home from work and just and no, fuck it. I was almost like, maybe I should watch Abbott Elementary. I'm like, no, I should watch Only Murders in the Building, because I've been promising the two of you I would watch it.
And Fulya does say, "Damn, I want to be there now." Crying baby head.
Yeah, I'm so devastated that you're not here for this, Fulya. Anyway, it's
all
fine.
right.
You're here. You're in the chat. Yes, anyway, I started watching it. I've finished the first season. I started the second season today. I've only seen the first episode. And yeah, I will say it did not grab me initially. And I don't know if that's because I'm sorry, I just don't get Selena Gomez. She doesn't do it for me. She never really has, and I thought maybe if I watched this show I would like her more, and I'm like I've she's gotten better. Like she's grown on me as I've gone along, but like I don't like her performance. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being very critical. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I get the shit out of the way first, then I'll talk about all the stuff I like about it, because there's but yeah, I don't know, she just doesn't. I'm sure you guys love Mabel, but I like Mabel more in the first episode of the second season.
Yeah, she does grow as a character. I mean, they usually do, but her character is a bit jarring from watching Steve and Martin.
Martin, the two Martins,
and Steves.
Yeah.
And how they sort of bounce off each other, and she's there. It's like, oh, you old people. Yeah, she does. I mean, she does like get out of her shell as much.
Yeah, and I mean, she's fine. She does have a very interesting character journey. It just kind of It did really kind of annoy me at first that she also chose not to tell them that she knew Tim Kono, and I was just like, why are you being like this? But then, the show, obviously it shows you more as it goes along, and you understand more of the bigger picture and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, all right, she's growing on me. I don't love her, but she's growing on me. Anyway, what I do love, I need to say that, and I'm a fan of Steve Martin and Martin Short, obviously, but Martin Short is my favorite thing in this show. I love Oliver. I love Oliver. He's so extra. He's so funny. Everything he says is pure gold. Cracks me up. He gets all the funniest lines, I think. And just yeah. I don't know. Everything about him. The fact that he's so his authentic self. It's kind of sad that he's like clinging on to, you know, the way like he's trying to still desperately have this life that he's always had, and things are getting to a point where he can't have that life anymore, and he needs to accept it, and he can't. And obviously things change and things get better and things get worse. And but no, I don't know. I really, really love Martin Short's performance in this. No surprise, but yeah, I think he's wonderful. Steve Martin, of course, is great. It's just, I love the fact, I didn't know this going in. Yeah, I love the fact that he's playing like a fucking Kojak Magnum PI character. Like, I used to be this big actor in the 80s or whatever, in the 90s, and now he's, like his opening scene where he gets recognized, and then he's like, "Do you want a picture?" And the two people are like, "Yeah, sure," and they hand him their phone to take a photo of them. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, Steve Martin's great. Yeah, and just, yeah, so many of the like cameos the actors they've gotten for this show, to just like Sting playing himself was kind of hysterical and random as shit. Like like him, that brief moment of him singing "Don't Stand So Close to Me," like in a really ominous fashion. I'm like, oh, okay, now there's two creepy police songs. So that was funny.
The police are creepy.
The police are creepy. I love the stuff they did with Nathan Lane and his character, and he was great. It's not often, spoilers, I mean, I'm spoiling everything, but it's not often you get to see him play a villain. So that was kind of fun. And a good twist. I didn't see that coming at all. So that was nice. But then the fact that wasn't even the end of the story. Like, they did a really good job of, like, I knew there were 2 episodes left, but I was like, oh, they've solved it. Oh wait, they haven't solved it. And yeah, and I kind of like the episode with, his son, and there's no dialogue. It's all silent, and you're hearing, quote unquote, experiencing the world through, that dude's, perspective. And even in the moments when he's not around, and they found a way to like not put any dialogue in, and just, it's all physical comedy and acting. Like really acting, really good acting. But yeah, it's good. It's fun. I didn't know Divine Joy Randolph is in it. She plays the detective in the first season, and she's at the start of season 2. She just won an Oscar for her role in The Holdovers. Yeah, I didn't know she was in this show, so I'm like, oh, that's a bonus. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I was gonna, I didn't like it at first. Like I said, I was like, I'm not sure. And then I'm like, no, I'll give it till the end of season 1, because you guys hyped this show up like no tomorrow. I'm like, there must be something good in here. And I think by the end I was just like, no, this is fun. It's, as a, like, viewing the whole first season from top to bottom and seeing everything that they were doing in terms of the story and everything, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate this now. Now that we've completed the journey. Also, I was really sad that that Jan turned out to be Tim's murderer, because I really like Amy Ryan. I think she's fantastic, and I thought her and Steve Martin was so cute together. But she's crazy. Bassoon players, huh? Don't trust them. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, and I really, and I just, before I move on, I really enjoyed the fan fiction episode with the fans camping out the front of the building, and like them coming in to help solve the case and all that shit. I thought that was pretty fun. Like the meta stuff with the podcasting and everything is great. I like it. as a podcaster.
I feel seen.
I feel seen.
Or more listened.
Listen to, yes. But yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I'm looking forward to continuing it. Cool. So, any more comments from Fulya, Mike?
No,
as I've
just
been
still
rambling.
the sad baby.
Just still the sad. Just
baby,
still the sad.
Yeah, it is charming. I mean, it's not groundbreaking or anything like that. It's just
no, but
bit of fun, bit of fluff. I like it. And it also, it also reminds me I need to watch that Steve Martin doco. I think that's out.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's next time I get my Apple subscription up and running, I'll have to watch it.
Sure. Yeah. Apple, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Apple. Yes. Alrighty. Well, that's basically all I watched last week, apart from the stuff that we're going to talk about coming up. So, without any more rambling from me, it's time to get into the week that was in the nerdy news.
In the nerdy news.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostest, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
Fulya does say, I'm glad you got through the first season. It's good fun.
Thank you, Fulya. Yes, me too. I like it. I'm glad, because I was so close. I was so close to turning it off. Anyway, it's fine. Okay. All right. News ahead of us now, and we're going to start things off by paying our respects to a couple of iconic figures in the world of entertainment. You may not know them by their names, but you will definitely know them by the characters they played. Starting with, of course, William Russell, who left us this week at the age of 99, ladies and gentlemen. 99. Wow. That is an incredible life. I didn't know him, but of course, if you're a Doctor Who fan going back, way back, like some of us on the podcast, you will recognize him as the first companion. He played school teacher Ian Chesterton in the first two series of Doctor Who back in the 60s. So yeah, the fact that he was still alive up until recently is crazy. And I also read that he made an appearance in Jodie Whittaker's last episode.
Yes.
Was he on the round table of the former companions?
Yeah, he was the old man who said, "Did you say her?"
Yeah. Yeah, so good. So just an incredible life, incredible career, in the world of entertainment. Apparently he was in The Great Escape, and he was also in Superman as well, which is really cool. And yeah, he played Lancelot on TV. So that's pretty outstanding. He had a very, very storied career. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to really encompass this great man too much, so I'm going to pass it to Mike first. Please, can you tell us how you're feeling about the loss of William Russell?
Yes. William Russell, one of the first companions for Doctor Who in general, first male companion. And quintessentially was hired to be like the more like the archetypal hero aspect, because they envision the Doctor being the old wise man, but you got Ian being like the strapping young lad that can get into a scrape, and he's been in a lot of scrapes throughout the years in Doctor Who as well. Like he fought in the Aztecs. And he's also knighted in the Crusades as well. So he was knighted by King Richard. So it's Sir Ian. But he can't tell anyone because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, he finished his tenure in Doctor Who, and then he came back for the Jodie Whittaker's last episode, and is in the Guinness World Records as the longest time gap in between someone playing a character in the same show.
Right.
And it was like 50. It was like 56 years or something like that. So a huge gap. Yeah, and yeah, unfortunately, he was suffering from dementia, like in his later years as well. Even when they were filming, he couldn't really remember his lines, so he actually had like a handler and there. So, but got a stellar performance, and yeah, definitely made me cry. It's like, oh my god, that's William Russell. Still, you could still recognize him even after all these years. And yeah, he was big on the convention circuit as well, like him and Carol Ann Ford, who played Susan, which I'm still thinking is going to make a cameo sooner rather than later, as the Doctor's granddaughter. And yeah, I saw a picture like not too long ago. You know how it's sort of like a black and white photo, and only a couple of people are coloured in, and that's all the people who have died. And this one is the Doctor, Ian and Barbara and Susan, and only Susan is in colour. I thought, oh, that's sad. It's sad. And yeah, he's just remarkable. He was meant to be in more Doctor Who episodes after the fact. There was a fifth Doctor episode where he was going to travel to a school, and he was going to see Ian again, but due to scheduling conflicts, they had to scrap that and make the Brigadier as an old tutor, which contextually doesn't really make sense because he was in the army, and then 10 years later he became a teacher, and then after that he was in the army again. So yeah, it's Doctor Who. What can you do?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, doesn't make sense, but doesn't matter. You get to see two Brigadiers at the same time. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, they did older Brigadier and younger Brigadier, and then they meet, and there was an explosion because you can't meet your future and younger self in the same room.
Oh.
Yeah, very interesting story, and definitely a lot of body horror. 80s body horror where everything looks like styrofoam.
Love that.
Yeah, Fulya says, I'm glad you got through the first season. Oh yeah, same one. Sorry, I thought it was new. Yeah,
no.
Only murders in
You're okay.
Only murders in the TARDIS. Ha
ha.
Yeah, and yeah, he will be missed. He was going to be turning 100 this year, actually. So yeah, not great there, but neither did Betty White. But he will be he'll be missed, and in the fandom, and he'll be remembered as long as Doctor Who is still around.
Indeed. Excuse me. Indeed, he will. Indeed, he will. And closer to home, we are mourning the loss of a very talented man who, I guess, made a lot of us laugh over the last 50 odd years, and that, of course, is John Blackman. Who sadly passed away this week at the age of 76. Again, I say you may not recognise his, but you will know, surely, if you grew up in Australia in the 90s at least, you will know that he, in fact, was Dickie Knee, the hysterical, weird-looking thing with the blue cap that would just pop out at any random point in the show and crack a joke, and then Nice. Visual gag. Mike is using Mega Man as a
Mega Man helmet
substitute.
Yeah. Just underneath. He's like, hey, Mr. Summers, Mr. Summers.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very funny. Very, very, iconic in terms of Australian television. Yeah, and, I think there were a number of different voices and characters that John did during his time on Hey Hey. I didn't realize he was also a prolific radio personality as well, over decades, appearing on many different radio stations and radio shows and all of that. So he was, very, very iconic man in the world of Australian entertainment. So very sad to see him leave us a little bit too soon at the age of 76. So yeah, I do remember liking Dickie Knee when I was a kid. Just, he would just randomly pop up and then everyone would just be laughing, and it just, added to the mayhem and the chaos that was Hey Hey Saturday. Good times back then, as a kid, not knowing any better. Anyway, Mike, did you have any thoughts on the passing of John Blackman?
Yeah, Hey Hey is a very unique beast of light entertainment and there's a name for it. Of the sort of entertainment that it is, where you get different acts and all that, and
variety.
Yeah, variety acts, a variety show, and you don't really see it nowadays. Well, you can't really, because if you want something new and different, you just go on YouTube. So, okay, I've had enough this rabbit hole. I'll go to a different rabbit hole. And Blackman he essentially is the announcer for Hey Hey, and they just got him more stuff to do, which it involves puppets, and also there was like they put like reverb on his voice, and he was like a giant. So Daryl was just looking up and was like, "Hi, Mr. Giant," and all this weird and wacky stuff, and someone said it's like looking back on it now, and you can see clips on YouTube. Looking back on it now and seeing all these like American import, like just there to promote their movie or whatever, and they go on Hey Hey, and it's like, what is this? You got you got a guy who plays the saxophone. You got an ostrich on the desk. You've got a guy that pops up out of nowhere. It's Australian television.
Yeah.
Risque, and you can't do that now. Jackson Jive. Anyway.
Yeah.
History.
Oh, yeah. History.
Yeah. He will be missed. After Hey Hey, he did a lot of corporate gigs. I was actually at one of his corporates. It was like I don't know, it's something in Bendigo, like a policeman's ball or something, like a dinner, and he was a guest speaker. I was just waitering and stuff because they needed people passing out stuff. So, and considering my family's tied to the police, so they said, "Hey, you're not doing anything. Do something." I was like, "Okay." I get paid, like, so good.
Nice.
On the company's dime. Yeah, and he was there, and he was making jokes as well. So I was like, yeah, I remember jokes like that. Are they still funny now? I don't know. Cracking wise, always good.
Cracking wise.
But yeah, he will be missed, and another good Australian entertainer gone. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on and find some happier news. The next item in particular has me quite excited.
Yes.
As I'm sure as it does you, Mike.
Yes.
Because we finally have a release date Legend of Vox Machina Season 3.
Wait, what?
About what? About gosh darn time. Yeah, very excited about this. Big fan of the first 2 seasons. Really, really cool show. Obviously based on the first campaign of Critical Role, the hugely famous D&D online show. We're getting a 3rd season of this, continuing the story, and it's finally going to be dropping on, I believe it was the 3rd of October, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, same week as the Joker.
Yeah, 3rd of October. So that's fantastic. And then the other thing is that they also debuted the title sequence for the 3rd season. They've changed it up quite a bit, kept the amazing score, of course, which is, fittingly haunting and bombastic where it needs to be, and lots of new images of the party doing what they do best, which is be angsty and kill things. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to rewatch season 2 or do a deep dive back into it somehow, just because I don't remember how season 2 ended. But again, it's been like a year or so.
Something to do with dragons and dungeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're correct.
But they can't call it D&D because copyright.
No, copyright. Copyright. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this. The animation looks great, and I really like these characters. I think they're awesome, and the fact that it's voiced by the Critical Role performers as well, which is just obviously makes sense because they're all actors. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what they all get up to next on the show. Mike, are you excited for this? Are you looking forward to this?
I am. To tell you the truth, because I saw it, it's like, oh yeah, this is still a thing. Because there's still they're still working on an animated version of their second campaign as well, the Mighty Nine, which the same guys. So yes. It's cool that they're they're still doing it. So a bit of a lull between 2 shows, but animation takes time, but done right. I mean, there's also I know that it's not on the cards tonight, but there's also another Wallace and Gromit coming out, and that's
the
Penguin's back.
Oh,
seeking revenge after the wrong trousers. More cheese, Gromit. Just love that. So animation takes time, and you can't be rushed. And no amount of fucking artificial intelligence will help you out with that shit. Because people can see it from a mile off. Yeah.
Yes,
we're training ourselves to saying, okay, this is not right. This is not good. We can spot this, so that's how we can combat it. They're saying this is shit. No more.
No more.
We can tell.
No. Yeah.
We can tell that the Secret Invasion title sequence is shit. And but
you should have just said Secret Invasion and removed the phrase title sequence, but it's fine.
It had its moments.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. Or is it?
They did my Ben dirty.
I was watching something that reminded me of Marie. That was a shit way to send her off. Anyway.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Big arm. Look at my big arm.
Look at my big arm.
CGI battle. Yay. Anyway. Ex Machina. Yeah. Can't wait. I will say, when I put this into the chat, Fulya, bless your heart, said, "Is that Kronos from God of War?" It's like, no.
He looks like him a little. Yeah.
It's Korg.
He also looks like Korg. Yeah.
No, it's a half giant barbarian. But he's got a beard because of a magic belt.
Yes, this is true.
Aha.
You're wearing a magic belt too.
Am I wearing a magic belt?
Mm.
Yes, I wear magic belts because of my beard.
Because your beard.
Yes. Sorry.
Anyway, I know you're right. I'm gonna move on.
My wife's my beard. Happy Pride, my favorite one.
Hey. Hey, we'll get to that.
Maybe
later.
not gay, but I know what I like.
All right, let's move on to our last bit of news. Just a quick one. We've been getting a little bit of drip feeding of Last of Us Season 2 news lately. And this confirmation regarding the episode time, like how many episodes we're going to get in Season 2. And it looks like it's been confirmed by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, the showrunners, writers of this series, that we're getting 7 episodes in the second season. So less, of course, than the first season. Apparently one of those episodes is going to be over an hour long. So that sounds like it might be pretty epic. Yeah, according to the interview I read with them, apparently it was just a matter of them figuring out, you know, the marks they wanted to hit, the beats they wanted to hit with, you know, what they could do, and it just, the natural conclusion for season 2 fell with a 7th episode. And this is also kind of added into semi-confirmation that if they do get the chance to tell the entirety of the second game, it's going to be happening over 2 more seasons. So we all kind of thought it was going to be a 3rd season anyway, because of how long the second game is compared to the first. But it seems like if they, got, you know, if the powers that be, you know, bestow fortune upon them, then we'll get a 4th season at least, at the very minimum, of The Last of Us. Although there has been whispers of them going beyond the games, you know, and there's been talks for years of them trying to make maybe a part 3, and whether or not that's a good idea, or who knows. But yeah, I don't know. I'm keen.
Yeah.
I'll wait a year, maybe less than a year, depending on what part of next year it comes out. But it is coming out next year, season 2. So it's exciting.
Sure.
I want it in my veins, even though I'm gonna cry a lot.
Cry every time.
Cry every time. Mike, what do you make of this news?
Yeah, it's sort of fitting. I have heard rumors as well that they're probably going to put this into the 3 season sort of arc, and it kind of makes sense because sort of the time between that they play within the second game, where it has Ellie being still roughly 14, 15, and growing up to almost 20. Sort of thing. So I can sort of see where they're sort of getting those beats in, because Bella Ramsey is like age appropriate, but she unfortunately she has that that they have that sort of acting capability of actually playing younger than you were. So if you like, I notice like makeup and that, but sometimes it does help to have that sort of aged up as in real life as well. And also, you know, because it's such a smash hit, they probably want more of it. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they want the monies, you know. It's not just art, it's money making. I understand that. That's the duality when it comes to art and entertainment. There's also a money making factor into it, so you can make more and continue. After playing the game, I can see story elements that they could probably go towards, but I won't divulge here because it's a bit of a spoiler of where characters are at the end, and I wouldn't mind if they continue the story within the TV realm as well as not just the game world. Yeah, and it would be pretty hard because the second game, a lot of people it does divide people. Aware of where the story goes and certain characters as well, and that people just say, no, you can't do that, no, it is my favorite, and threw it all away. But when you're dealing with sort of survival, it's a fight for humanity as well as your own life. So yeah, can't wait to cry myself. I'll fill up my tear ducts.
It's gonna be the best time ever.
I'll come back. I'll watch an episode and then I go back to the bedroom and my wife's like sleeping. It's like, are you okay? It's like, I'm sad. It's only a show. It's like, it's not just a show. It's my life.
Exactly.
I don't want to see Pedro Pascal going Sama.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I watched that today. It's like, why have I still got this? It's when he falls off the horse and Ellie's going, Joel. He's like, where am I? Am I dad? Yeah.
Let's put a pen in it.
Let's put a pen on that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So good. Oh my god. All right.
Right.
Go later. We'll lose the plot completely if we keep going with that. All right, that's the nerdy news.
Yes.
That means it is that time where we roll on to the trailer park.
If I can find the trailer park.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Hee-haw.
Yes, it's trailer park time, and to kick things off, we have our first trailer for Venom: The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
The Last
The
Dance. The Last
Dance.
Yes. Cool. So this is a good trailer. It was probably a bit long. And it was also a bit disjointed because you have this like the trailer has this like almost cold open bit, which is just this fun sort of standard-ish action scene where you get a little bit of that comedy that these movies are known for, but also the the brutal violence as well. But then it goes into the main, I guess, sort of story of what's happening here. And yeah, it looks good. It looks better than the last one. I wasn't a huge fan of Let There Be Carnage. It was fine. It was a very short movie, which is not a common occurrence for a superhero film or a comic book adaptation. But no, this looks. I'm interested. Like they're doing the whole. Okay, now, Eddie Brock and Venom are on the run. They're, wanted. They're being hunted by the government, I guess it seems, in this. Just something a little bit different for the final time. Whether or not they'll make it out alive remains to be seen at the end, because this everything kind of seems to be pointing towards some unfortunate fate happening to them. But I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I'm sure they'll get their driving off into the sunset moment. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say. Very good. Juno Temple, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Reese Ifans, Stephen Graham,
Wait.
What?
What?
Yeah, what? Who?
A sorcerer's in this?
I'm sorry, what?
Is there a sorcerer in this?
Is there a source? There is a sorcerer in it, she would tell the GO4. Yes.
What's going
Mordo.
on? What?
Oh, wow. Okay, my brain. Yeah. Well, this is the Sony adjacent Marvelverse.
Yeah.
So this is him playing. He's not Mordo. He's playing a some military dude.
But looking for sorcerers in military gear.
He's looking for Venom.
Is it
I don't know if this means Venom is a sorcerer.
Oh.
Eddie, look what I'm doing. Fine, Peter Parker.
I am looking forward to the unhinged craziness of this film, and just I really kind of just my favorite moment of the trailer might have been when Mrs. Chen randomly rocked up and they had a little moment there. I thought it was a bit fun.
Dancing in Vegas.
I like how she's like the Mrs. Hudson of the Venom the Venom universe.
She has to be there.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm looking forward to watching this actually. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. What about you, Mike? What do you reckon?
Out of all the Spum universe, the Sony Spider-Man universe, I don't mind the Venom sort of side of it because it looks like fun. It looks so much like fun because the stuff that is from the comics is kind of silly and stupid and weird, and Eddie Brock in the first episode, first movie, in the first movie, just diving into it, diving into a fish tank, just like, hungry,
Hungry,
chocolate, and he gets a bite off people's heads in this one. Even in the trailer, yay! That's fun, and just Tom Hardy just talking to himself. It's fun, so much fun.
It's a good time.
And yeah, good time had by all. Yeah, and
yeah,
I don't particularly care where it fits within like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, we do see the sort of little symbiote on the bar in this.
Yeah.
It's like being caught. It's like, but no, that's in the MCU universe, and Morto's not Morto, but he's okay. What are you doing, Sony? Stop it!
Yeah, stop.
You burnt me. You burnt me with the movies that I haven't seen. Still haven't seen Morphin Time or Lady Godiva, Lady Web. My mum died in the jungle with a guy. So I haven't
she
seen
was
them.
researching spiders.
Yeah, and Craven's going to be a piece of shit. So out of all of them, I wouldn't mind watching this one.
Yeah, this definitely looks the best of the bunch.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
Just balls to the wall, just fun. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And if you try and tie it into anything, then I'll kill you. No, that's not what I came here for.
Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen.
I don't want Peter Parker to be in it, even if he's a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Because that's
we
the
don't
rumors.
we don't need to do that.
No.
Yeah. Just stop.
Just because
stop.
you want Venom to have his little insignia on the front, it's not going to happen. No. Keep it separate. Don't.
Yes.
But there's also rumblings that Venom's universe and all the others is actually based in the Andrew Garfield universe of Amazing Spider-Man. I can sort of see that sort of being tied in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly. I mean,
Maybe.
shoehorned and doesn't really
shoehorned
fit
is a good
nicely.
word. No.
But it's that puzzle piece that can just be banged in. You know, if you wet a puzzle piece as much, you can fit it into anything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what my mum always says. If you can wet a puzzle piece, it can fit into any hole. When is this coming out?
Venom, The Last Dance, or Dance, depending on what part of the world you live in.
Dance?
Yeah, what's the Matt Berry way to pronounce dance?
Dance.
Yeah.
Dance.
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 Venom: The Last Dance will be out on the 24th of October.
It's how we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah, that's finishing up. I'm sad.
I know. They wrapped recently.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done. Now we just have to watch it when it comes out. Okay. So, our next trailer is our first full trailer for Alien Romulus. Oh. Okay. All right. I was in on the teaser. I watched this trailer and I was like, okay, I get what you're doing. I feel like they're hammering home a point that they don't need to at this point, because I'm like, you already got my money, it's fine. But then I watched the trailer again in preparation for this, and I was like, no, I'm really vibing with what they're doing. It really feels like it's gonna hit that sweet spot of the first two movies, particularly the first one, which is my favorite horror film. So the expectations are going to be very high for me for this. So if it doesn't meet them, then it probably will be my own fault. At this point, I shouldn't be this excited for this movie, but I am really excited. It looks great. It looks like they've really nailed the vibe, the aesthetic, the terror of it. It feels like a really beautiful homage to the original movie, to the world. The fact that Ridley Scott has his name on this and it doesn't reek of any of his Prometheus Alien Covenant bullshit.
His later half career.
Yeah.
Stuff blown there.
Yes. Yeah, the stuff that I'm pissed that we're never going to see Sigourney Weaver play again when we're this close. If this movie is great as great as it looks, then I will maybe forgive him for choosing to produce this and not go with the Neil Blomkamp stuff. But yeah, it looks great. I don't think I've ever seen facehuggers more terrifying. And creepy and just icky, and they're always icky
and essaying everywhere.
But they look great, and I getting a glimpse of the the xenomorph in this trailer is good because it's used very sparingly, but that moment at the end of the trailer when you kind of see it, they're calling back to Alien 3 a little bit, which is fun with that shot, but also practical xenomorph. I think it looks practical. It doesn't look CG. So I feel like they're doing a mix between the two, probably. I mean, I'd say the facehuggers are probably CG, but I'd be very curious to see behind the scenes this movie after it comes out, because that might be really cool to see. But yeah. Oh, and I've been wondering why it was called Alien Romulus. Fairly certain Romulus is the name of the ship.
Yeah.
That they're on, because you can see the name Romulus on a wall somewhere.
And did you see the placard?
The placard?
The little placard of the wolf.
Was it what? Was it Weyland Yutani, or was it talking about the Nostromo, or what was it?
Oh no! The Romulus ship There was a door, and it had a little placard with a picture on it, and it had a picture of a wolf, and it was feeding 2 baby boys. Romulus and Remus.
Yeah. Okay.
Greek. It's
Yeah,
all Greek to me.
I completely missed that. Wow. Yeah. No, that's very fitting, very appropriate. I wonder if there's a sister ship, or sorry, a brother ship even, by the name of Remus. Then who knows?
Call it sister ship. And then everyone will say, "Oh, it's woke."
Anyway,
Romulus and Remus are boys' names.
I could go on and on about how much I'm looking forward to this movie, so I'm going to stop myself. Because I am keen for Mike's thoughts. What did you make of this trailer?
I love this trailer, and I'm going to love this movie.
Yeah.
Out of all the aliens, first one's my favorite. Because I love me horror, I love sci-fi, and together matched made in heaven.
Yep.
And yeah, it definitely, and being an in-betweequel between the first one and the second one, it definitely has the aesthetic of both as well, like the sort of horror aspect of the first one, and also the guns blazing gung ho of the second one as well. Thanks, David Cameron. I mean, it's cool.
James Cameron.
John Cameron.
James Cameron.
Now that song's stuck in my head. James Cameron under the sea. Yeah, lifting up the bar of movies. It's a South Park episode.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I can't wait for this. It looks great. Practical effects looks fantastic. Little enhancers of CGI. I don't mind that. I mean, it's the Jurassic Park aesthetic. I mean, you can have fun with both things, and your eye is still tricked of what you're seeing is real and everything. I mean, love it to bits. I'm just it just makes me happy that a lot of people are sort of saying, yes, we want this now. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's if it doesn't have Ridley in it, Ridley Scott, Riley Scott,
Ripley,
mostly not Ripley. What was the game Isolation?
Yeah,
I played a little bit of that, and I was like, yeah, this is great and very immersive, and it's about Ripley's daughter, and may have elements of that. Maybe not to like retcon the game, because I think because this looks so good is because there's a game, and there's going to be a lot of like I don't know, cross-pollination of saying, oh, this game was good, let's play this again, and that sort of thing. So I'm happy, and also the sort of aesthetic of having having computers that are still analog in the near future. It's like, yeah, I love that. I love that. I mean, you can go like full high tech, like anything, because we're so far from the 70s and everything is all streamlined, and it's like, no, I don't want flat screens. I want the box. I want that, please. It's sort of my gripes with Star Wars prequels, where everything was just too nice and shiny. I mean, sure, it's before the big war, but come on. That's why I kind of like the aesthetic of which one was it? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, it's not Star Wars. It's Aliens. I love Aliens. And we get to see the sort of what's the word? Not metamorphosis. Is it metamorphosis? Yeah, metamorphosis from caterpillar to butterfly. That's metamorphosis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that from the alien from being chestburster to actual full blown alien. We're going to get to see it coming out of its skin. And it's like, yeah, I want to see that. I mean, but in the first one, it was sort of like done behind the scenes because technology at the time wasn't up. But now we can see it, and it's like, I don't need to imagine anymore. It's right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lazy in my storytelling. So I can't wait. When is this coming out?
Yep. Alien Romulus will be coming out not too far away, actually, on the 15th of August.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Can't take my kids yet, unfortunately.
No.
But
maybe another 10 years.
We will be seeing Inside Out this week.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice. That's exciting.
Well, mostly me and my oldest girl. And maybe the wife as well. And maybe my sister will look after the young one. Because he's not quite there yet.
No.
For cinema experience.
Do you know?
I don't know. I might cry. And is it? I don't want to see Riley grow up, and I'm living vicariously through my daughter's life. It's like, you don't have to do this. Don't grow up.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I'm an adult. I know what I'm talking about. Stay young.
Stay young forever.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Live in nostalgia.
Yes. We've got one more trailer to talk about.
One more.
One that flew completely under my radar. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
For the save on this one. So this trailer is piece by piece. This is the Pharrell Williams
biopic.
Biopic, sort of doco, sort of auto biopic, I guess you might even call it.
Bio brick.
Stop.
Oh.
Bio brick. That's fantastic. Oh my god. They should contact you. Anyway, yeah.
They didn't, and I'm furious.
Yeah, this looks really cool. This is just like a really fun, different, and innovative way to kind of bring to a genre that has almost gone the way of the superhero genre currently. Like, there's been so many biopics in the last 10 years alone, and there's more coming. But no, this is kind of really fun, and it kind of seems to fit with Pharrell's creative vibe. When you get that clip early on in the trailer where he's like, I was a bit of a weird kid and I was different, and people, made fun of me and said things that made me sad and all this stuff, and no, that's very sad. But then going into the way the way he sees music, and the way that it just kind of flows through him and manifests stuff. And I feel doing it all in Lego is such a way to just explore things that you wouldn't really be able to explore in a live action biopic. I mean, Rocket Man, I suppose, did some fun things in terms of switching things up visually, but yeah, this is a whole nother level. And the fact that they've gotten all the collaborators from his life in this, basically just the roster of names of the people he's worked with, got Gwen Stefani, Timbaland, Justin Timberlake, Snoop Dogg, just the list goes on and on. I'm forgetting other names, but yeah, I was just like, oh, holy shit, they're all voicing themselves. This is going to be wild. It's also going to be a really cool retrospective on his career. I am definitely a fan of a lot of his stuff that he's done either as a solo artist, producer for other artists, and even in his group NERD back in the day. There's a brief clip of the song Rockstar in this trailer, and I've had it stuck in my head ever since I watched it. It's an absolute banger. So, yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to actually watching and learning about his life story and how he, became the success that he is. So yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. And new music coming from him too, so that's also a win for this, I think, as well. Mike, what did you think of this trailer?
I thought it was very, very pleasing because I do enjoy the Lego movies. Still haven't seen Ninjago yet, but there's a quote from it that is always on TikTok. The main character is Lloyd, but the bad guy is going Lloyd because it's spelled
LL.
YD.
They went to the Key and Peele school of pronouncing names.
Lloyd. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that sketch too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah. So this looks a very different biopic. I don't know anything about Pharrell Williams. I just know he's happy all the time. That song.
Yeah.
It's so catchy.
Everyone knows that song.
Everyone knows that one. And his hat. I just know he's got a big hat. Big brown hat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I know. I don't know what else he's done. A lot of R&B. That's cool. Yeah, so it will be a very interesting movie to watch. Of not knowing who's it about, but I'm just watching it because it's Lego. I think that's the sort of demographic that he was trying to find. It's like me, someone who doesn't know anything about him, but just enjoys Lego. And I can't remember what it's rated, but it could be because it's helped produced by Lego. I don't think it's going to be like anything.
No, there's not going to be any cursing in this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see Lego pieces go at it. Go. Bust a brick. I don't want to see that. But I don't know. Maybe take this to take this with the kids as well. I think it's something like that. I don't know. But wouldn't mind another trailer. Probably a story trailer. Mm-hmm. Even though the story is his life and I can just look it up on Wikipedia. But anyway, I want to see more of it. Yeah. So when is this coming out?
Well, let's see here. Piece by Piece is going to be dropping closer to the end of this year on the 5th of December.
Oh, Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah. Christmas.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar, isn't it?
Yes, Kendrick Lamar. That was one of the other names.
Yeah. These are a fun year.
Indeed. Cool. Let's move on. Because we've got a couple more segments to go, starting with Quickie Review.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Quickie Review.
That's right.
That's right. Quickie Review time, and we are going to be giving our thoughts. First 2 episodes, The Acolyte, the latest Star Wars show, and this one has been pretty highly anticipated as it's covering a period in the timeline we've never seen on live action before on our screens. So let's dive in to Fulya's thoughts. Of course, she's left us a little sum. Fulya says, "My overall first impressions of this show is underwhelming. I'm not getting the same feeling of watching a Star Wars show like I have with the others we've seen. I will admit, It's an interesting concept, but it's lacking substance for me. I'll continue watching it, but will be keeping my expectations low from here on out. Fair enough, Fulia. I actually am going to sort of agree with you, unfortunately. I am only going to continue to watch this because it's a Star Wars thing.
It's like me and Marvel.
Anyway. Yeah. I'm kind of curious as to going, what kind of story they're telling. Because the first 2 episodes, didn't entirely grab me. I thought the dialogue was terrible. In a lot of the scenes, to be honest. Things didn't make sense. There's like parts of the Jedi lore here that they're either inventing or haven't really been covered before, or just trying something new, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. It's also only set 100 of the Skywalker saga, so I thought it was going to be earlier than that. But anyway, that's fine. But I don't know, I'm curious. Like, I like spoilers for the Acolyte, but I just want to say that I kind of like the idea of them doing this twin story. That was a nice surprise, I will say. I'll give them kudos for that. All the marketing suggested that May, the Dark Twin, she was it. She was the one that was just, we're going to be focusing on. Actually, there's 2 of them. So I thought that twist was pretty cool. And I really do like seeing Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game in this. His first English-speaking role as well, so that's huge for him. And I think he's a great Jedi master in this. Kind of leading the show. He's doing the best with what he can with the writing and the dialogue and stuff, and that's fine. And it's also cool to see Daphne Keane again, because I haven't seen her in anything since Logan. Here she is playing this, unrecognizable new species that we haven't really seen before. And that's a bit fun. And also, Manny Jacinto's in it, from The Good Place, Jason. And he's, looking pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Just because it took his shirt off. Just because it took his shirt off, that's meant.
No, he's not the Jedi. He's the apothecary dude.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Other guy with dreadlocks.
Yes. Well, dark hair. Anyway. He had kind of matted, messy hair, but no. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not gonna say too much else. But I don't think that's the last we've seen of Carrie-Anne Moss's character. A lot of people were really pissed that she was killed off in the opening scene before the credits even rolled. I don't think that's the last we've seen of her at all. Flashback. So I think we'll see her again. But yeah, and if not, then I may join in the rioters, because I was really looking forward to seeing her in this. But anyway, it's fine. So I don't know. Yeah, tempering my expectations for the rest of the Acolyte, sadly. The hype was building for this, and it's not met where I wanted it to. Just yet. How are you feeling about it, Mike?
It's interesting. Same sort of gripes that I have that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very just because we've only seen the first 2 episodes, and there's still another. I think there's 8 episodes, so another 6. So so a quarter of the way. Also quarter, yes. Interesting premise. But yeah, the dialogue's not really grabbing me. The character work is still a bit jarring, so maybe in later episodes it gets ironed out. Good stuff. I like the fact that they're not relying on too much on member berries, like new aliens as well. Getting to see that, except for the Viceroys, and thank you for making them sound better.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of generic Asian accent.
Troubling.
Yeah. There was a lot of very questionable accents in Phantom Menace. Yes, we know Watto's Jewish. And Jar Jar Binks is minstrel. You know. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say it. I'm surprised he said. I'm glad he didn't say he didn't become a Jedi and he had to call anyone master. That's all I can say. Yes, master. Anyway, but having said that, I do like the fight choreography. That was a big plus for me. I do like the sort of wire work that they're doing with that, especially with all the other fights. Really good. Yeah, it's sort of a mixed bag, and it will be a very interesting overall story if it is a slow goer. I wasn't expecting it to grab me like straight away because it's so foreign, and the placing of it, where everything that we're seeing is sort of like, yes, it's part of the Skywalker mythos and all that, but this doesn't rely on that, but it's more Jedi lore, like building, and where you get to see where the Jedi's sort of fallen apart by where we know of at the end of Clone Wars, and how the Jedi have sort of lost their way, and it's sort of that juxtaposition of where the Jedis were and where they're going to be. So I'm sort of fascinated with that, or where that's going to go, because these Knights of the Old Republic, sort of where it doesn't really matter the color of your lightsaber. Everyone's wearing gold. It's more to do with the actual way to live your life, and not necessarily a mission. So it doesn't really get corrupted just yet until Sith comes in, and the idea of the Sith coming in is going to be interesting as well. Excuse me. I'll continue to watch until the final episode and see where it goes. But yeah, it's I wasn't expecting it to grab me, but it has its moments, which I quite like. And yeah, the sort of twin thing as well. It's very interesting, and how that story is going to be. I suppose that's sort of familiar with like Luke and Leia and all that, and how their journeys go on, and these twins' journeys are sort of similar, maybe. So very interesting, but props for the actress to actually play both parts, and having them succinct, which is a bit hard to do considering you look a lot. You're supposed to look a lot like your twin. So it's good. It's good character work. Yeah, and and I'm I'm all for the fugitive version of Star Wars as well. I think it was at the end of the second one, end of the first one, where where they're actually at that waterfall. It's like, I didn't kill my wife. It's like, I don't care. I like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it's good. Nice. All right. Those are our thoughts, our quickie review on the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte. Yeah.
Will we get a cameo of Yoda?
Yeah, because we could. Because that's the thing, is that I was like, okay, well, if it's set 1,000 years before, we're not going to get anyone. But it's set 100 years before, we could get anyone. But I also have read an interview where I think the showrunner said that there's not going to be any characters that we know, like any named characters in this. So Yoda's somewhere, but just not here, I think.
Yeah. He's around.
He's around.
He's the secret bad guy. It was Yoda all along.
It's Darth Yoda. It was Yoda.
Hmm.
Gold. All right. It's time.
Yes.
For the moment.
Oh.
The segment.
Haha.
The section.
The
part.
Ooh.
The place. The thing. The spot. The screwdriver of the show that we like to call.
Popcorn culture.
Popcorn culture.
Talking who? Oi.
Talking who?
Talking who?
Talking who?
Rogue. Rogue. Speaking of
Yes.
D&D.
Indeed. Yes. Okay, it's popcorn culture time,
Yes.
which means it's talking who time. And we are here to discuss Doctor Who Series 1, Episode 6, Rogue.
Season 14.
Season 14 episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call it what you will. In the old language, it's Series 14.
Before the dark time. Before the Empire.
Before the Empire, yeah.
Took over Doctor
Yes,
Who.
yes, yes.
And they're distributing rights. And now we can't watch classic Who.
No.
Fuckers.
Oh, shit. Before we start, Mike, is there any rumblings from Fulya in the chat? May she be popping in? Is she still kicking around?
No, the last thing that she posted was a couple of laughing emojis when I was doing Dicky Knee.
Oh, okay.
But
Nice.
I couldn't really divulge that because it's a couple of emojis.
Couple of emojis. No, that's okay. That's okay. Cool. Well, hopefully Fulya pops in throughout this because I don't have any thoughts from her yet on this. So, but that's okay.
It's alright.
It's alright. We will carry on. So Doctor Who Rogue. My overall thoughts. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Gonna say that up front, up
Yes.
top.
Be gay.
Happy.
Do crimes.
Yeah. Happy Pride Month. Yeah, this might be my favorite episode of the season so far. And it's because I'm just such a sucker for. I mean, I'm a sucker for queer anything, but like just like I just like I don't love the whole Bridgerton thing and like the fact that they kept referencing Bridgerton throughout it. It made sense. It's a very popular show. A lot of people love it. It's a book series as well, of course. But period costume dramas, they're not. I mean, I don't mind period dramas. Costume dramas, like set in those times, are not really my jam. But I don't hate them. I can appreciate them. So that part of the episode was like, oh. But yeah, just the Doctor and Rogue together was just. I'm just like, I'm sorry. Is it hot in here? It was just well, like, what's happening? Something happening on my screen. I'm watching this. It was just like, hell, I don't think I've ever seen two actors have such chemistry like
straight away.
Straight away. Fuck me. Oh, I can't wait to talk about it. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It is so good. Like, yeah, Ncuti Gatwa, Jonathan Groff, I mean, perfect. Yeah, so that whole thing was incredible. And I just loved it, and I'm looking forward to diving into it all with you, Mike. But yeah, and then the whole premise of I've already forgotten the name of what are they called? The creatures?
Oh,
the
Skrillex.
I want to say chur something.
Trillex. It's
Terrible.
me. I'm not actually. Hold on. I'm not having. There we go.
I'm sure Fully is screaming at us right now.
Yeah, it's alright. I got the wiki. Give me a man of the midnight.
Woo. We have derailed the show.
Jesus, come on. Give me the name of the
comments.
Yeah. CHULDUR. Trulder.
Chulda.
Yeah.
Chulda. Okay. Right.
Bird people.
Bird people.
Bird person.
Just call them bird person. Yes, anyway, I like them and I like their whole concept of just, they're just here to cosplay. It was a little campy and a little fun and just, and then, had that sinister twist to it, and I thought that was cool. Yeah. But yeah, and just Ruby just continues to be a delight, really.
Yeah.
She's just, I really like her. I think she's great and she's having a lot of fun. And yeah, it was a very good episode. We'll get through it. We'll get to it. Otherwise I'll just keep swooning it. Mike, I'm curious for your thoughts on this one. What did you take away initially? How did it sit with you?
Overall, this was a very good episode. It had the fact that it definitely felt like a Doctor Who episode where the main threat is already there. The Doctor's basically showing off, and then he has to figure stuff out, and everything is resumed as it is, as your atypical Doctor Who episode. But with the hold on, something in my throat. Sorry.
All good. Take your time.
But with the added bonus of being introduced to a character like Rogue, a lot of speculation thought that Rogue was going to be like a new version of Captain Jack, which is not far from it, really. And a lot of people really enjoyed that dynamic with Captain Jack and number 10's Doctor, and how that sort of flirty relationship that they had, and this is just fulfilling wishes, basically, and yeah, it was good. Probably one of the drawbacks was Ruby didn't really have much to do. She was sort of on the sidelines for most. Yeah. But instead we've actually had an episode that was more Doctor-centric with this one than compared to the other ones. I mean, Dot and Bubble was basically Doctor on the sidelines sort of story. The one previous, 73 Yards, was definitely a Ruby version, but this one was more to do with this Doctor's main journey within it as well. So that was good, and it. And just an added bonus of having a period drama. And yeah, I haven't seen Bridgerton at all. Doesn't interest me. I've gone off Georgian period pieces because my mum's really into Jane Austen, and I had to watch all of them. I had to watch all of them, and I'm at that age now that I can't remember any of them, and it's going to stay that way. Yeah, I don't see the appeal. I don't see why. I don't see why people enjoy it. But it's sort of a weird fascination that life wasn't that great. As a historian, looking back and say it wasn't that great. I don't know why the fascination. Do you really want to be in this sort of timeline? I mean, I would be great. I mean, cisgendered white male, I rule the roost. Me, man, use that privilege. Yes. Yes, queen.
Yes.
Happy Pride. And yeah, but I didn't mind it because it was just a theme for that for this episode, which I don't mind. If it was like foregoing, it's like okay. Does this interest me into watching Bridgerton? No. But I did find it fascinating that they did name drop Bridgerton a lot in this, and considering it's on a rival streaming service is kind of weird, especially being on like Disney Plus as well as the BBC as well. So that's interesting. But overall, it's a very good episode, and this whole series is starting to be really good. It's going to be up there with like all my favorite New Who seasons, I reckon. I think that and season 4, and pretty much majority of Peter Capaldi's tenure. So, and yes, and you get Shooty Gatwa does a Scottish accent, which I'm happy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes.
That was very cool. Yeah, I will just piggyback on that briefly just to say that this season started a bit shaky, but it has found its feet, I guess, and it's really started to consistently be really good in terms of its storytelling and entertainment value, I guess.
Space babies and snot.
Hey, they tried to see what stuck, and that wasn't it. So move on.
It was fun, I guess. You're allowed to have a stupid episode every now and again.
Well, I suppose you're right. I suppose you are. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Basically, yeah. This episode sees the invading. I don't like the. It's fine, but it's
bird person.
Shoulder. They're invading this time period and cosplaying as characters because they want to live in the experience. They want to be in the experience. They want to have the drama, witness the drama,
and then it.
Yes, and elevate it and lead them to take over the world and whatnot and yeah, very very interesting. I kind of like the idea of like them just being cosplayers,
deadly cosplayers.
For just it's kind of funny. Yeah, I thought I enjoyed. What did you think of the shoulder this episode?
The intergalactic cosplayers that take it way too far.
Yeah.
I didn't mind them. Interesting makeup for like shapeshifters and essentially birds. Which is kind of ironic because if you ever want to cosplay them, that makeup is very would be very difficult to replicate for a cosplayer. You would be spending like 3 hours in the morning getting that on and walking around a con, and everything will be falling apart because it's feathers and all that. So I can sort of see like the subtle joke there. I've never really cosplayed and haven't really dabbled into that sort of genre of fandom, but I would probably assume one of the first things to fall off feathers and sequins and all that, and you just lose them all throughout the day. So I could probably see there's probably a subtle joke for that for cosplayers. I don't know, just spitballing here, but
no, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I did like the fact that there was more than one. Instead of just one running around, it was two. It's a whole menagerie of chichulas, of chichalas, of cross my streams now. Yeah, we'll probably get into it later on, but probably another sort of maybe not. The sort of ending wrap up, it's like, yeah, I can sort of see that coming from a mile off. But the other one didn't.
Yeah, I've got thoughts on that.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
We'll get into the ending.
That Chekhov's battle plan, battle mode.
Yes, battle mode. I liked the design of them as well. I thought it was fun. But the only thing I found odd was like how they eventually just stopped. Like they set up this whole premise of like when they cosplay as someone, they take on their appearance, but then when the funny looking one, I mean they're all funny looking, but the extra funny look took on the appearance of he took on the appearance of the judge or the priest or what have you. And then but he just basically just stole his outfit. I was like, oh, okay. All right, I guess the rules are changing. It's fine. And then then the fact that they decided to all be out in the open for some reason. I guess unless it was just them trying to elevate the drama of the situation. But yeah, the fact that they decided to stop with the facades was interesting. But yeah. No, but you know, they're good villains. Good villain episode. Should we talk about Ruby's storyline then, or should we just save that for later about
no, we can talk about it, but stop when it gets to the final thing.
Yeah. So
because
Ruby,
I suppose this also takes place within the Susan twist of it all as well.
Yes, it does. It does. We'll talk about the end too. I don't know. But yeah, no, you probably do make a good point, Mike, that Ruby was definitely sidelined a little bit. She didn't really have too much to do with the main story, and which didn't bother me really, to be honest. I can understand why it would bother some people. Again, because there's been a lot of episodes this season where the Doctor and the companion have really been fully interacting together for extended periods of time. But that's fine. I thought it was good anyway, just because, I guess it kind of helped when you have someone like Rogue in her place, sort of like as someone for the Doctor to bounce off of. So that kind of helped it not be a problem for me. But I kind of, I thought it was funny that like she mentioned Bridgerton and then she kind of gets caught up in what she thinks is the scandal of it, and and sort of you have this Elizabeth Bennet surrogate character, Eliza Beckett, I think they call, which I thought was funny. And how she's kind of she's dealing with her romantic life, not knowing that her the guy she's been having an affair with is actually dead and is an alien. But then I like it. Like one of the things I like when Doctor Who does period stuff is when you get the whole like what do you mean TV signal? I know how to say okay now. Like that kind of stuff is fun, and I think Eliza was a nice little touch amongst this whole thing as well. So yeah, Ruby stuff, didn't really There wasn't a lot to it, but I enjoyed what we got, and like her sneaking around behind the bookshelf, watching what was pretty fun. Yeah. Any extra thoughts on Monday, Mike?
Yeah. With this one, it definitely made me feel like there's definitely parallels with Donna in a little bit, because someone makes reference to is Ruby and the Doctor together? It's like no, we're just friends, which essentially was a lot of the Doctor Donna sort of relationship. Every time someone says it's like you are together, it's like no, we're just friends, which is pretty much saying no, this is not Dr. Martha, this is not Dr. Rose, this is Dr. Donna. They are not relationally connected romantically, which
no,
I did appreciate that, and they're just best mates. And when, not to skip forward, but you can definitely feel that when the Doctor just needed a hug, and Ruby was there for that. So true friend, true friend, and
definitely
companion.
Yeah,
and that. Yeah, and it was a bit of a shame that she didn't really have much to do with the Doctor's sort of storyline, and she was just there for the ride. Her interactions and having the Susan Twist cameo as a portrait on the wall, it's like okay, fine. We need a Susan Twist in this somewhere, and considering this is the only story, well, the second only story to not being written by Russell T Davies, it sort of makes sense that it was just sort of an added bonus within the script writing. Is like, okay, we just need this character here, make a reference to whatever. So it's like, okay, so that the Susan Twist portrait didn't really add much, just to say, hey, remember, she's important. Yes.
yes.
Yeah, the secret Bluetooth earring of knowing how to dance is new to Doctor Who, as well as the battle mode. It's like why would you say that? Why would you say that? Is that gonna cop up? It's like Chekhov's battle mode. It's like okay, that's gonna be a thing. Okay,
indeed.
Sometimes I like to be surprised, but sometimes I say, I can see the workings. Oh well. Anyway, hopefully it will be good.
Hopefully
it'll be good. And under the guise of Lady Gaga's poker face.
Yeah. Apparently that's another Bridgerton thing, is like them using modern popular songs and transposing them into 18th century. Yeah, because like in the scene where Rogue first appears and they're on the balcony, you can hear Billie Eilish's bad guy. Yeah, in the background. But it's
okay.
It's cool.
That would explain something. I thought that was going to be a theory of mine. It's like, no, Rogue is secretly the bad guy, because you wouldn't cast just Jonathan Groff just once.
No,
he will be coming back.
Yes, I think so.
As a
bloody
bad guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that's pulling the strings.
He's the one that's pulling the strings. Cool. Well, let's just talk about Rogue. Speaking of Rogie.
Christoph.
Christoph from Frozen. Yes. Or the King from Hamilton.
Yeah, George.
King, George. George the something or other.
You'll be back
He'll be back. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I loved every second this character green. From the moment the Doctor first notices him standing atop that balcony, overseeing the entire, to the moment he says, "Find me," and appears. Like I just was.
Okay.
I was just like, yes. The entire vibe, of you is great. I also get the, Captain Jack comparison. Of course, very similar characters, in a lot of ways, and but yeah, I don't know. So I feel like Rogue is sort of like a, you know, an update, maybe sort of an updated version of Captain Jack in a way. Like just we're gonna try this again, because they are quite similar, I think. But I mean, obviously, Rogue is a bit more, I suppose, roguish. He's not as outgoing as Captain Jack. Not as in your face as him. He's a bit more subtle. But no, I love him, and I loved every single interaction the Doctor had with him. Like just it was just gold. I can't even really pinpoint a favorite moment, to be honest. Maybe towards the end, but no, just like the whole this enemies misunderstanding thing, was fun. Like they're both like the Doctor's there not to catch the Childers. Like the Doctor doesn't know about the Childers. Like you said, Mike, he's already there. The Doctor and Ruby show up. They're just there to have a good time. But he gets caught up in Rogue's hunt for the Childers. And that's a bit of fun. I like the way that whole stuff played out with trying to figure them out, and then when we get back into like when we do the whole comparing the ships thing was a lot of fun as well. But yeah, getting onto Rogue's ship and with just starting with the comedy out the gate as the Doctor's trying to figure Rogue out, and we get some D&D dice and understand why he's called Rogue, and he makes a D&D reference. Okay, but then the Kylie Minogue, that was great. That was great, and I almost, if they'd done it one more time, I would have been like, okay, because they did it a lot, but it was, I don't know, every time he kept playing it and just kept dancing along to it, and it was great. Like yeah, like I liked how even though the Doctor couldn't get out of the position he could still use Sonic to have a bit of fun. Yeah, and for that whole thing to just then culminate into that spectacular kind of moment for Ncuti's Doctor with different generations around him, and I'm throw to you in a sec for that. Your thoughts on that in particular. But yeah, that was pretty fantastic. That whole that entire sequence on his ship was really good. In a second, but please, Mike, tell me your thoughts on Rogue, and how did that scene on his ship go for you?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised on how likable this coupling is, and especially with Rogue, because you go in as like, are you the bad guy? Because I was fooled. It's like, how did you put on Billie Eilish? It's like, I'm going to expect him being the bad guy. It's like, you fooled me. You fooled me.
You fool.
Yeah, and I didn't know that Bridgerton actually did that, so I thought, maybe the timeline's sort of being skew-with. I'm thinking fourth dimensionally. Of course, is what I do. And I thought, so does that mean that he really is the bad guy at the end of all things? And this is all Rouge. It's yeah, it makes sense now that it's the Bridgerton episode because they say it 3 times. How dare they?
Yeah.
The rogue ship is pretty cool. Probably what clinched it for me of this pairing is going to be something special was when they both accused each other of being the murderer at the same time. I thought, and then did it again. It was like, huh, what's going on here? Because I was expecting one thing, but it happened another. And then they started bantering. It's like, but you're supposed to be but you're supposed to be like, what's going on here? Something special. This is a meet cute, isn't it? This is going to be a meet cute.
Yeah.
And then Kylie is like, no, everyone loves Kylie.
Yeah.
And Kylie Minogue has also been on a Doctor Who episode where
Yes,
but not as Kylie. So it's
No.
just someone who looks like Kylie.
Indeed.
So the Doctor likes Kylie. That's cool. Quite a lot. Don't you turn off? Yeah. Just gyrating here. Well, he can't really do much, can he?
It was great.
Face of danger. What was it? Roll for inside. No, not inside check. Wisdom. Something to do with D&D. I don't know. I'm not a nerd.
Roll for insight.
Roll for insight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that sort of also cling me is like, you like games. The toy maker likes games. Are you the toy maker? Are you? What's going on here? Well, I'm thinking 4th dimensionally. I'm thinking of the overall. It's like, what's going on?
What's going on?
I've got all these theories, and there's only 2 more episodes left.
Yep.
Can't wait. I'm thinking one thing, but I'm thinking another. There's so many pokers in the fire. Yeah. And it came to the best speech that Judy Gatwa's done, and just cements him of being the Doctor.
Yeah.
Always harkens back of the 11th hour with Matt Smith's Doctor showing all the faces of the Doctor, and then just stepping out as like, I'm here, me now. And and all the faces of the Doctor that we know of. Russell T, you absolute fucking madman. Out of all the deep cuts, you decided to do the Chakra Doctor, Richard E. Grant, who's played the Doctor twice, actually. And and when I watched it, it's like, who the fuck is that? Because I was watching it on my phone, unfortunately, because I was at work, and I like watching it. It's exactly when it comes out, so I don't get spoiled.
Yes, smart.
And I watched it. It's like, who the fuck is that? So zoom and enhance. Who the hell is that? At first, I thought it was the Valiard, which is another sort of offshoot of the Doctor, which is an alternative timeline of the Doctor who becomes evil. An evil version of the Doctor is called the Valiard, and for some reason he puts himself on trial and he tries to kill his past self. Yeah, it goes weird. I thought it was that, and I was like, no, that looks a lot like Richard E. Grant. It's like, wait, are you doing what? Because the Chakra Doctor is actually an animated version of the Doctor, and it's voiced by Richard E. Grant. So does that mean you are subtly hinting the fact that is canon now? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Russell T? You absolute madman. I mean, he's made the Tales of the TARDIS pretty much canon as well, where essentially their classic version, classic Doctors, like sort of retelling a particular adventure that they have with like with companions, and they sort of go into the memory TARDIS, and they talk about, and they sort of recut a classic episode of Doctor Who, put into one. We can't get it; it's only on BBC iPlayer.
No.
So, yeah, unfortunately, but I've watched them because VPN. And apparently there's going to be another one out on the 20th, like before the last episode of this series. So it's got to be a reason why they're going to... At the moment, we don't know what that episode is, but it would actually tell what basically the main threat of this series coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are speculating it's Sahutek, which is an Egyptian god. That's from the 4th Doctor episode of Pyramids of Mars.
Right.
So that would be cool if they bring that back. But if they're going to do a Tales of the TARDIS, that Doctor would be Tom Baker. Are they going to get Tom Baker, who is in his 90s now?
Yeah.
To do like a bookend video thing? Probably not. I don't know. And a lot of people are speculating that no, it's going to be Shruti Gatwa and Ruby Rose, Millie Gibson, like talking about like his memory. So it's going to tie into that, but we don't know until the 20th. So that's going to be exciting. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Chakra Doctor. Richard E. Grant is now officially canonically the Doctor now. Even though, spoiler alert, for you, Kendall, he does crop up in a 11th Doctor episode.
Yes, I had the same video that talked about everything with Richard E. Grant in this. Also showed a brief glimpse of that. Didn't spoil the context of the episode.
That's
but
good.
Yeah. But yeah, Richard E. Grant isn't. I am now aware.
I mean, it has been done before that different actors can play different roles within Doctor Who. I mean,
yeah.
Peter Capaldi, for an example,
Yes.
He's the Doctor, and he's also other. So that's pretty mad and crazy and weird and wonderful at the same time.
Nice.
Fucking hell.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and also people are speculating that the picture that they used for John Pertwee's Doctor number 3, is from the 30th anniversary special of Dimensions in Time, which is another weird episode that they did for children in need, and it's pretty bad. It's sort of slapdash, sort of, okay, we got all these doctors, we got all these companions, put them all together. Does it make sense? No. Irani's back. Why is she collecting all these monsters and people? Reasons? Don't know. Yeah, but it is a special episode because it's the only time the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker, interacts with the Brigadier, and that's the only time that they interact with each other. So does that mean that is canon as well? Maybe. And they did say that there's actually a third Doctor's a third Doctor enemy is coming back in the last episode. but that wouldn't be the Egyptian god. That was the Fourth Doctor episode. So there's a lot of stuff that's unconnected, but we don't know why. And also Katie Manning, who plays Jo in the Third Doctor's episodes, is also saying she's watching the series as well. So much. I'm gonna be sad that it's ending, but I'm gonna be happy that it's ended. and then we can think about something else. And also the Master's coming back for some reason, because he was in the toy maker's tooth, and someone picks it up. We gotta know who Mrs. Flood is.
Yep.
Who actually knows what a TARDIS is?
Mm-hmm. So many questions.
Too many question boxes. What are we talking about? Richard E. Grant coming back. Cool.
And scene. Yes. All right. Well, I'll just shimmy through the rest of the Rogue stuff to get to the ending because it's getting late and I am losing the focus.
I'm losing my mind.
But basically, two scenes just worth briefly mentioning. Of course, we get the next scene in the TARDIS where we get, after having Rogue make fun of the shed, I think he called it, the Doctor gets the satisfaction of seeing his reaction to walking inside, and he sings a bit of
Come with me.
Yeah. Does a bit of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, bit of Willy Wonka. Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. Shooty's having the time. It's great. And then just to see Jonathan Groff Rogue, like this is like really the first time he kind of lets go a bit, I think.
Lets his guard down, yeah.
Yeah, he lets his guard down. Because he's, in love with TARDIS, apparently. Which, how could you not be? And I liked the little joke about it was the line, it was something like something you might not be familiar. I thought was quite amusing.
Surface.
How messy Rogue ship was. So that was amusing. And then we get that exchange between the two of them where the Doctor's just like, who did you lose? And then we find out, what happened, loosely, vaguely, what happened to Rogue, and this person, man, this he, that was a part of his life and now isn't. And then it kind of broke me a little bit when, he asked the Doctor, "What about you?" And basically, I lost everyone. I was like, oh god, no,
In the
it's
end,
true.
Yeah,
it's so true, but it's because I was wondering. I'm like, oh, he's. What about you? And I was like, what is he going to say? And then he just summed it up very simply and to the point, which was good. But then I liked how this kind of conversation led to, I guess, maybe the mission statement for the Doctor. It's just to keep going, despite all and everything. That's kind of, I guess, who Shooty's who Shooty's Doctor is this he's left behind all the baggage with Dean, and now he's deal with stuff a bit better and what, but whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, just getting on, time will tell, but yeah, I liked that moment between them, and then for them, the two of them to have that moment where you're like, oh god, they're gonna kiss. We're gonna see the Doctor kiss a man for the first time, and it didn't happen then. It happens, but
Captain Jack stole a kiss every now and again.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's a little different, maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't romantic.
It wasn't romantic.
It was
no,
more
it was
of a
playful.
Playful respect.
Yeah.
I'm going to die now. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yes. Yeah. but then after that moment of just like, oh my god, I liked the scene with the Childers, where the Doctor and Rogue, realize what they have to do to kind of get their attention, to try and stop them, and then I really like the scene where the Doctor just kind of makes a scene, and just tries to get Rogue to go along with it, and Rogue's just not having it because he's like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what you want. And the Doctor's just like, say anything. It was very funny, and then the fact that he just was like, okay, I'll just get down on one knee and give you this ring, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just in my chest and loving it. I know it was part of an act, but it was also sort of like sentimental way. It was just really beautiful, really sweet, because you can see the look on the Doctor's face of like, oh fuck, okay.
I'm already married.
Yeah.
Her name's River Song.
Her name is River Song. So those two scenes I thought were really, really great. It's kind of the last thing I need to talk about before we get into. Do you have any comments on these moments between the Doctor and?
I thought they were just sweet. There is grumblings. It's like, oh, you fell in love pretty fast. It's like, well, yeah, whatever. If you find someone that sort of...
Did you see the chemistry between them?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I'm not saying it's... I'm not saying...
Oh, no, I know it's not you. I know. I was directing the did you at the stupid people.
And also, go in the fireplace, motherfucker.
Yeah. Exactly.
God damn it.
Yeah. People can fall in love that quickly, or have develop strong feelings that quickly. It's happened to me before. I can attest to it, unfortunately. But yes, those people are silly and need to get over the fact just because it's a man, and a man.
What is he? The Doctor's gay now? Well, yeah.
What do you mean now?
What do you mean now?
Boy.
Oh, I can't. Yeah. Spoilers for Peter Capaldi, but he does sort of shut down that idea of what Gallifreyans are. Anyway.
Nice. Love it. Can't wait.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. I just thought it was sweet. It wasn't like. It wasn't shoehorned or anything. It was like just this for the sake of it. It just fitted very nicely, and you could sort of it's the chemistry ever since the first meeting, and everything sort of adds up, and then look for me.
Yeah, at the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting into that now, shall we?
Yeah, let's do these.
Let's do the ending. Okay, yes. So, with my least favorite thing about this episode happened, and that is another Ruby death fake out. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. If I didn't love Kate Herron so much for writing this episode, co-writing this episode even, I would be on her like white on rice about this. I'm like, why? We just had a Ruby fake out death earlier on, and it was done a lot better.
Different writers. They didn't know.
I guess. But then to have like this sweet moment of going back to Ruby's mum and having that, like seeing that conversation with the Doctor again, and it's like that's the kind of shit you really only play when the stakes are real. But I was like, this isn't affecting me the way you want it to because I know it's real. So that whole thing.
If you don't see a body, it's not real.
Yeah, like that whole thing was just
That's I saw it. I thought bullshit.
Yeah. Me too. They did not handle it. They did not handle it well. It's the only thing the episode didn't really like. But yeah, I like the twist when the twist was revealed that Ruby Ruby, and she was pretending to be one of the children.
Yeah.
You know, in the group, in the grid. I thought, yeah, she did a very convincing job of fooling even the Doctor. You know, yeah, the twitching and everything, and
Like a
all
clicker.
of that stuff, and yeah, yeah. What did you think about the fake out, Mike? Did you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was bullshit because, you know, behind closed doors, it's like, nah. And and Ruby comes out, it's like, change it to a bird. Go on, change it to a bird. Change it. No? Okay. What really got me is the Bennett character being a bird. That got me.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
I thought, okay, that's good.
That was a good twist.
That was a good twist. And then it's, I don't know, probably got ruined by doing the fake death. It was like, no. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. I called it, and and now they're going to do the. I don't know which one's the real Ruby.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that. I actually I did really like the reveal of you know, the Doctor already thinks Ruby is dead, and he and Rogue have come up with a way to trap them all, send them to a dimension, far away. And then the fact that it's like, oh, Ruby's trapped in there now, and I can't undo this, and it's actually Ruby. Like that moment, that realization, that was, done really well. Shudi's performance again this week, just absolutely, I mean, every week he's just great, but like seeing him react to losing Ruby.
Yeah. He cries
and then realize, yeah, he really does. Hey, they put him through it. Because he loses her twice, or like he thinks she's gone. Like, how long? That moment was like, how long do the children for? Years, like, good time to suffer. I was like, oh, okay, Time Lord Victorious. That was
yeah,
that was interesting. Yeah. But then to see him go through it again, about to get that moment with Rogue, and Rogue, knows already that the Doctor can't do it, can't sacrifice his best friend to save the world. And I kind of love how Rogue handles that and uses it as an opportunity, I guess, as well to, save the day. But that just sweetness and that tenderness between the two of them, and then we finally get them, that kiss happens. It's just, oh my god.
And then Tumblr exploded.
I haven't actually had a chance to go on Tumblr yet, because I only watched the episode just before recording. So that's what I'm gonna be doing before I fall asleep after this. Seeing the Tumblr reactions.
It's
like, and just being like, at first I was a little mad about the whole thing, only because I was really into, Phasmin, 13 and Yaz. I really wanted them to be a thing, and they never really got a chance to actually, blossom into something. But so I kind of am looking at it in a way of 13 and Yaz walked, so Shooty and Rogue could run, I suppose, in a way. And so at the end, it didn't really. I was just like, oh, this is just a win in general for, for the queer community, for representation, for seeing something. I'm like, it's just a kiss between two men, but seeing something like this in Doctor Who, something that's been around over 60 years now, that's so iconic, so prolific, so ingrained in pop culture and time itself now. It's just, this is so important, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives, I think, in a really beautiful way. So I'm really, really happy that it happened, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then for Rogue to then steal the device and switch places with Ruby, and then essentially sacrifice himself, even though he's dead. But like the whole thing of like find me, like
Yeah.
oh my god,
It's not a
oh my god,
It's not a bury your gays parable.
it is not at all.
No.
Thank God.
Not in this
They didn't do
Pride.
that.
Not in this Pride.
No. The amount of backlash that would have gotten if they'd done that. No, he's still alive, and we're definitely going to see him again.
Yeah.
I am certain of it.
Yeah.
How did this moment play out for you? What did you make of it all?
It was touching. It was
Yeah.
it was well constructed on what this relationship was. And how it came to be. And yeah, I did like the fact that they didn't bury the guy. And doors are still open for future adventures. Just put on the back burner because there's other stuff to do.
Yes.
Yeah. I've always said that I'm always a bit iffy when it comes to the Doctor having like romantic feelings and romantic relationships with companions and others as well. You can thank Paul McGann for that. Kissing his companion for the very first time, and people go, "Oh, what? No, that is not Doctor Who." But we'll take it for a grain of salt because that episode also says that the Doctor is half human. We've put that under the rug. That's not right. That's not true. Or it is true, and we just don't talk about it. It's like saying M count instead of midichlorians.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the biggest culprit was probably David Tennant. Here's a relationship with Rose and go on the fireplace and they just kissing everyone, and they make a joke about it in The Day of the Doctor where he marries Queen Elizabeth I. It's like, get around a bit, don't you, sir?
Sure.
Sir. Yeah, and yeah, I was a bit. Oh, really? We're doing a Doctor and Yaz. I mean, we sort of done this before, and do we really want the first female Doctor to be also gay at the same time? It's like, well, and right now it's just we can do whatever. Look, it's my fault. No, it's my fault. I was back in my ways. It's like the Doctor can do whatever the Doctor wants, and love who they want. And I should get over my high horse. I mean, you can do whatever with Doctor Who now. I mean, you can introduce a version of the Doctor that only rare few people know about, like Richard E. Grant. I also mentioned the Fugitive Doctor is in that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Joe Martin's also in it.
Nice.
In that, in the rostrum as well, and
in the revolving heads.
Yeah, in the revolving heads.
Yeah. I did see her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the War Doctor as well.
Yes.
Who's technically not really the Doctor because he shies away from the name, but in the end, doesn't matter. It's not all the Doctor. It doesn't have Peter Cushing. But
true.
If we're going by the novelization of The Day of the Doctor, those movies, the Peter Cushing Doctor Who Dalek movies, are actually in-universe movies. Because Ian, the lovely William Russell, his character becomes a writer, and he writes a book about his adventures, and it gets picked up and turns into a movie. So that's the explanation in headcanons, not just mine. Yeah.
Nice.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, gay loving.
Yes.
I thought it was touching. It was nice. It wasn't ham-fisted, and like to see where the relationship goes from here. All he has to do is find his boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Stuck in a
Just gotta go
dimension.
find him. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, before we wrap this up, I just wanted to quickly touch on the moment at the end of the episode between Ruby and the Doctor, and I, hinted at it a little earlier, and I was about, this version of the Doctor being someone who just carries on with it, and that's fine. But then that moment of Ruby just going like, "No, you can't, you can't be like that," and I liked how the Doctor was like, "But I am like this. I have to be." But then the fact that like they still gave them that moment of, letting her console him and letting him feel the loss of Rogue for a second. And it kind of actually moved me to tears, the whole thing, to be honest. It was really beautifully done. And then that little moment at the end where he puts on the ring and did it, and yeah, it was just great. It was it was so well done. Yeah, I loved it. Do you have anything else to add, Mike?
Yeah.
Or we wrap up?
It was nice and touching.
Mm.
And yeah, just a big hug. Just sometimes you just need a friend just for a big hug.
Yeah.
And
that's very true.
Yeah. Even I went, oh, yeah. It's the new Doctor, more in touch with his emotions. Yeah.
Indeed.
Anyway, next week,
yes,
The Legend of Ruby Sunday.
Yeah, we're finally gonna get some questions answered. It seems we're gonna find out about Susan Twist, potentially.
Yep.
And what the hell's going on with her, and maybe some stuff with Ruby.
I have a name here of who she's going to play, if you like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, please.
Susan Triad.
Susan Triad.
Yes, she.
Oh.
She's like a tech entrepreneur of S-Trad Industries, and S-Trad, anagram of TARDIS.
Nice. Well played.
Yep. And we'll be getting Kate Stewart, Melody Bush, Rose Noble, Mrs. Flood coming back.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Vex is coming back. Do you remember the Vex? The sort of computer guy in the Giggle on...
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that's coming back.
Okay. I think we're in for a good one next week again.
Yeah, we're having a unit episode. Can't wait.
Unit. Yes. Wait, indeed. All right. Do for our thoughts on the latest episode of Doctor Who, Series 1, 6, Rogue. Only 2 more episodes to go in the 1st or 15th Doctor, however you categorize him. In Ncuti Gatwa's run as the Doctor, almost done.
Yeah, it's the 14th.
So 15th? 14th, 15th.
Yeah.
15th. Technically.
Yeah, 15th Doctor.
15th Doctor. Technically. I don't think numbers matter anymore, do they?
No, I think they do, but point. Fandom.
Fandom, yes.
I mean, always the Doctor. But, Richard E. Grant's is called the Chakra Doctor because the episode is called Scream of the Chakra.
Yes.
So it's easy to interpret which one is which. So numbering system 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently David Tennant wanted 2 bites of the pie.
And you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
It's fine. It's fine. Alrighty. That's it. We'll be back next week, of course. With more Doctor Who thoughts, more Talking Who. thank you for watching and listening to us. We appreciate it very much.
Yes.
Let's get out of here, shall we? 1, 2, 3.
And that
was a
podcast called Fred Music.
Yes. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter for the latest Fred content.
If you like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. If you like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head on over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. If you're actually watching the stream right now, you can give us a follow on Twitch. And if you're on YouTube, remember to hit the bell icon and subscribe to keep you updated with all our content.
Yes, please do. I've been a Kendall Richardson.
And I've been a Michael that needs to clear his throat. And you just experience a podcast called Fred.
Yes. Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and there's going to be a fight between Sutek Omega and Friendrick. Only Doctor Who fans of old know that. Which one will it be? Which god is it? Which one? Remember to look after yourself and your mental health.
Yes, please do. Laters, gators.
And see.
Nah.